And now let's take a look at who you guys think could be in the college football playoff with the Capital One fan votes.
As far as the top teams are concerned, it was a pretty uneventful day. Alabama ran over Kentucky. Ohio State, a pretty close game against Indiana at home. A lot of people didn't expect it to be that close. And Cincinnati got another big win against a high-powered UCF offense. So my top five look the same. Jess, you got some change over
I got a little bit of a change. I'm going to start with Texas A&M. Still got them at number 5. Love the way Kellen Mond's playing. Last time we saw them, they beat South Carolina 48-3. They've had their last 2 games postponed against Ole Miss and Tennessee. They need to get those played to really try and press the committee. The big change for me is going to be Ohio State. Now, last week I had them number 3. I'm moving them down to number 4. From what I've seen through 4 games, I don't think they're as talented a team as they were a year ago, and that's okay. If they win out, they're going to get in the college football playoff. I'm worried about the secondary. They're giving up way too many plays in the passing game. Gave up 491 passing yards against Indiana. They don't have Okudah and Arnett at corner like they did a year ago, 2 first-round picks. So I think the 3 teams I have ranked ahead of Ohio State right now are more complete at this point. Number 3, I'm going with Clemson. And, of course, they have the loss at Notre Dame. Notre Dame's my number 2 team. Clemson obviously banged up in that one. I think when they're healthy and they get Trevor Lawrence back and they get all those big playmakers on defense, they're still one of the best teams in the country. Notre Dame, the physicality on offense and defense, we know. Ian Book's playing better. Can't wait to see them take on UNC next week. And like you, Joey, I've got Bama number 1. Mac Jones, to me, should be the front runner right now for the Heisman Trophy. Defense is getting better, but they got to play Auburn next, who they've lost 2 of the last 3 to, so that's going to be interesting to watch.
And here's what's interesting to me is the fact you move Ohio State down. And typically speaking, as we go through our rankings year in and year out, I usually don't react week to week when teams have a tough game. So Ohio State moves down. It'll be interesting on Tuesday, though. The real college football rankings come out. We'll pay attention to see where Ohio State is now. They've had a tough game against Indiana, finally had a real game against a top 10 opponent. We'll see what the committee does with Ohio State. Matt, back to you.
Yeah, Joey, that's going to be interesting as well because you've got teams like Jesse mentioned. Clemson hasn't played in a couple of weeks. They got Trevor Lawrence coming back. Their game against Florida State postponed. You may agree with the boys, you may not. Here's a look at some of the big games coming up this Saturday. You've got the Iron Bowl, Notre Dame, North Carolina. Don't forget to give your Capital One fan vote via SportsCenter's Twitter handle on Monday.